Hi, my name is Asa, and here's my presentation on Pat O'Shane. First of all, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the original custodians of this land, the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Pat O'Shane is an Indigenous Australian, born in North Queensland in 1941. She was the eldest of 5 children, with an Irish father and an Aboriginal mother. During the early stages of Pat's life, it was quite hard, where for a while, Pat's family lived in a tent near an Aboriginal mission. During those early years, Pat encountered a lot of racism due to the fact that Indigenous Australians during those days were treated quite poorly and not respected. Yet, however, this did not bring down Pat O'Shane. It only empowered her to move on and create not only a better future for herself, but also her people. While going to school, she not only was learning for herself, yet also assisting her mother learn the English language, with her mother encouraging her to bring home books for both of them to read, due to the fact that as her mother was growing up, she was not given the opportunity to attend school. After finishing school, she went on to become a teacher, studying at Queensland University on a teacher scholarship. With racism still prominent during these times, it angered Pat. However, instead of using her fist, she fought back with her words. Here's just a little quote from Pat O'Shane. The government, through legislation, has proved it is racist, and we're going to take over our own affairs. We're capable of doing it. Aborigines throughout Australia have shown themselves capable of controlling their own destiny. Upon graduating from the University of Queensland, she married a fellow classmate, having 2 children. Pat then moved down to Sydney, which is where she began to study law in the University of New South Wales on an Aboriginal study grant from the federal government, graduating with a degree in law in 1975. By chance, due to the fact that the original reason upon which Pat travelled down to Sydney was for medical treatment. During this time, Pat was experiencing some quite testing times within her life, with her marriage breaking down, becoming a single mom, looking after 2 children, and also dealing with her medical condition. In 1979, Pat became a member of the New South Wales Water, Sewage and Drainage Board, where she became the first female board member in 91 years. Then also working as part of a select committee of the Legislative Assembly of Aborigines as a coordinator of the Aboriginal Task Force. Within these testing times, Pat's determination and strength shone through, helping her overcome the troubles within her life, becoming the first Aboriginal woman barrister in 1982, asked to head the New South Wales Government of Aboriginal Affairs. Within this new role, Pat then began to make a name for herself, becoming an outspoken and strong government official, bringing to the forefront the issues such as racism and the mistreatment of the Indigenous population of Australia, which seems to have been gone unnoticed within Australian society during the time. By fighting for land rights, equal opportunity, and an improvement in healthcare, housing, and education for Indigenous people of Australia. The impact on society which Pat O'Shane had on both Indigenous and non-Indigenous society is quite significant, providing individuals with an ideal role model, portraying an image of what is capable through persistence and hard work. With her incredible story, coming from a life of hardship and becoming the first Aboriginal barrister and head of Aboriginal Affairs in New South Wales, whilst also empowering the Aboriginal people to take a stand for their rights and be counted as equals within Australian society, inspiring the Aboriginal people to work hard and strive for a better future and break away from the stereotype which Australian society in that time had seen Aboriginal people. Also, with her education and role within Aboriginal affairs within New South Wales, Pat O'Shane fought for land rights, ensuring that sacred Aboriginal land is kept safe, while also fighting for a greater improvement of both healthcare and housing for Indigenous Australians, ensuring that there is no discrimination and creating a place where everyone is equal, ensuring that no one is left out and everyone receives the same benefits. On top of that, Pat also helps bring to the forefront the issues of racism within Australian society with her outspoken and strong words. ensuring such an issue is addressed and combated against, due to the fact that racism can have quite a detrimental effect on society. Now, here's just a few statistics. The indigenous population through time has slowly increased in number from 463,900,000 in 2006 to 522,000 in 2011, as seen within the graph, depicting the indigenous population within Australia, and portion of which they were within each state. Within this next graph, it shows the life expectancy of both indigenous and non-indigenous Australians, and the trajectory upon which is required in order to close the gap, portraying the fact that there is still a lot needed to be done in order to close the gap between indigenous and non-indigenous Australians, with life expectancy of both female and male indigenous Australians quite low compared to non-indigenous Australians. With this, as you can see, as a community we must strive hard to close the gap and help our fellow Australians in order to ensure a better future for all the people of Australia. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Asa.